Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do is push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
What's up, everybody out there doing tonight? Happy Hump Day. It's your boy, Coach Lee. Sports Chatter Show on a special night tonight. Normally have it on Tuesdays, but, you know, it is what it is. Got a full house for y'all tonight. We got a full crew live and direct and in effect. So with that get started, we got to bring in the man from the Northeast. My man, too. What's happening, man?
Oh, who are the haters in your neighborhood? Nah, man, ain't got no haters, man. Shout out to everybody what's going on. It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day. Get your hump on and, you know, tune in to us as we sports chatter it out today, man. Shout out to the brand.
No doubts, man. Like I said at the beginning, man, we got a full house now. We got can we have Cole Rookie of the Years? I guess we can, huh?
I think this is the portion of the show where the rookie ladder becomes, you know, more of a competitive landmark, that is. So we're gonna bring in, you know, he may be on the top of the ladder right now, man. My guy Will over here, top of the leader of the rookie ladder, you know what I'm saying? But somebody's creeping up behind him. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. How's everybody doing?
No complaints. We here, man. We here.
It's good to hear, man. We got the other rookie coming in, man. Gotta watch this fella.
You gotta watch this man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he said he had something wrong with him the last couple of days. I just think since the Patriots had a bye, he just wanted to enjoy it and not chat with us. But he's here tonight, and he's not from State Farm. You know, we don't have enough money right now to be have anybody with State Farm with us. But my guy, Jake, in the building. What's going on?
Good evening. Yeah, not a whole lot of good words of Cheech Marin, and I can see clearly now. So my eye is cleared up. I'm good to go. I'm having a good night. It's great to be able to talk to you fellas before I head into work tonight. Roads are icy here in Cincinnati, so I don't like this.
I got some snow, man. I got some snow, and I'm hearing that there's going to be a game or two affected this weekend possibly by snow. So.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, there's that time of year where Cincinnati gets a little sketchy, but we live through it.
Hey, what's up, Chris? Appreciate you tapping in with us tonight.
What's going on, Chris? Always showing love, man. Shout out to you.
Man, I don't see how y'all do with all that weather. But I guess y'all used to it, though. All the ice and snow and whatnot. Y'all don't shut down like we do down here.
He's got to be prepared for it. We know, I mean, at some point when it's going to come, but as soon as it comes, you know everything's going to be used.
It happens overnight up here, man. That's what's crazy. It was 73 last week, and the next day it was like 43. So
damn.
Yeah, you just got ready. You got ready up.
My wife's cousins were going to the Bengals game the last couple of weeks, and 2 weeks ago you got, you know, the shorts and the crop tops and all that stuff, and then this week they're going full blown winter gear and everything with the jackets and all. I'm like, it does switches like this. There's no such thing as a proper fall in Cincinnati anymore.
Crazy weather. So, man, glad to have the crew back full string tonight. Appreciate y'all as always. Right now, who y'all say has been the most surprising team in the NFL this year so far?
I'm still gonna go with the Giants.
Fair enough.
I'm going Giants. I gotta go Giants.
Surprise team? Tricky. That's tricky.
Packers are pretty surprising.
In a lot of ways. You can swing it a lot of ways. I'm gonna say Miami.
Really?
I'm gonna say Miami.
They spent a lot of money in our season.
Yeah, they did.
But this is the thing. I always say, when you have a whole bunch of money and you make all these signings at the end of the day, you still got to go out there and compete. And a lot of teams spend money and don't win. So, and there's several reasons why, to me, Miami's a surprise. One, because everybody didn't think Tua would be like this right now. Nobody. Hold on. He got hurt. They downed him again, and he's still back up on his feet doing his thing. But all the other things is just a plus. You that along with you spending money, everybody looking good, man. Miami's a surprise because my uncle is a Dolphins fan, and he said for years the Dolphins, they just run the same plays. They run the same plays. They've been running the same places in the 70s. And
that's a different coach now, though. Different coach, though.
Exactly. So now it's different. It's surprising now, like the coach. They've had millions of different coaches. You know what I'm saying? Millions of different plays, different people hit that offense thing. You know, and to see them actually, you know, going there week by week, not being jokes, competing. I'm surprised by that. The Giants, I thought the Giants last year would be good until everybody got hurt in Dallas. So I'm not surprised by the Giants. And I'm not even being against y'all to be a hater. I thought the Giants were good last year.
I think Anthony got a good point. I think the Jets, they surprised me, but they didn't because they seem to take on the personality of the head coach.
Yeah,
he seemed like he's a raw meat lunch pail type of guy.
Yeah, he bring it every day. And they do too.
Can we just say New York teams in general? Really, I mean,
I'm with that.
even in other sports too. I mean, it's a lot of sports in New York from all sorts of lines and leagues that are doing good.
Except the Knicks, never a surprise there.
Nah,
Knicks are the Knicks, huh?
Long as Dolan's there, they're gonna be this team.
It looks like the Nets are joining them.
Yeah, they bad. Rams are most surprising. They should be a lot better. Yeah, they essentially brought back pretty much the same team.
Yeah, I got some hot fire later on tonight in regards to the Rams. But you know, they should be a lot better. They should. But in reality, we kind of should have known that it wasn't going to get better from that championship win. But we'll talk about
it. Saints do spend a lot of money.
I'm not surprised at that.
Right.
Because they just been spending, restructuring, and kicking that can down the road. Now it's gonna caught up with them.
Also, they decided to come into a season starting Jameis, so
picked the wrong coach too.
Shout out to my guy P Dollar.
What's up, P Diddy?
Shout out to you.
So another team that's kind of surprised have been these guys right here, man. Even though I hate to admit it, but you know, those damn Eagles, man. So for the most part, they came down to earth the other night. Washington Commanders, I almost said football team. Washington Commanders kind of put it on their heads, but they had some controversy calls that happened. Did anybody watch that game?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about the calls that were missed? Do you think they were really game-altering calls?
Yeah, I don't see that they cost him the game. What cost him the game was the turnovers, and that's something that had nothing to do with any calls. Like even though the calls didn't help, if you don't, what this team's been winning by not turning the ball over, playing good defense, and running the football. So they did turn the ball over, and the pick. He took a shot. He took a shot to AJ, who's made a couple catches with 3-4 people draped on him already this year. So that's fine. The interception didn't kill him at all. But the two fumbles from two key guys, that was that's what did them in, honestly.
Especially that last one. When he looked like, that's probably about what, a 50, 60-yard bomb he caught?
It went from a great play to not your ball no more. So that's always a backbreaker too. Something that is probably going to be at least 3 points, maybe 6 points. Is now going to be points the other way. That's not good.
And I think I saw today the head coach there is Sirianni, right?
Yep, Nick Sirianni.
He said that he came out and said that he thinks the blueprint is out on their team. They're missing the big man in the middle, I think it's been more impactful than they thought it would be. Fletcher Cox is finally starting like he's showing his age. And they getting gassed up the middle now. Washington had a game plan. They stuck with it. And they was going to run regardless.
What do you feel about those comments, though? That's an interesting approach from a head coach.
Yeah.
To say
it is.
They got the number, the blueprints out there. I mean, that's usually said anyway by somebody, but not usually the coach of the team.
Yeah. That sounds like his confidence is shaking to me.
That or it's some good old trickery.
Yeah, playing a mind game.
Yeah, maybe you got something up that sleeve.
I mean, it's mind game, but you better have a plan because you have players injured, you know? And you saying that, it doesn't sound good. If you can make it good, hey, bake it and put it in the oven. Make sure I enjoy it. But overall, like the calls at the end of the day, they're calls that weren't made, but you got yourself into a hole. And when you get yourself into a hole, you expecting calls? No, that got to be some luck if you get calls. You know, those type of games where you come back and you get those calls. Yeah, no. And then the other team would have felt that way. But Washington played their behinds off, went there to Philly and had one job to win the game, and they won the game. It's the NFL. Every Sunday, anything can happen. We've seen it this current NFL season if we don't know.
I mean, the Texans got to win this year, so.
Right. So, at the end of the day, hey, they go back to the drawing board, but I definitely don't agree on the coach talk about blueprints and they found the blueprint and all that. You're a team that has the record you have because you've been playing outstanding. And if they do find a blueprint out, you still go out there and compete, man. But I don't like him saying that. Unless he got something to back it up.
Unless he got what?
Unless he got something to back it up. I mean, they're not. It's one game. It's one game. But one thing they did do was lose. They took an L.
Well, they took an L on the field, and like we talked about it last night, Goddard is out indefinitely. So that's a big hit to them as well.
Yeah.
They've been pretty fortunate. They've been fairly healthy thus far. So we're gonna see how, like I said last night, I know my guy too didn't agree with me. I won't be surprised if Giants win the division.
Yeah, Two is saying that he would be surprised or not surprised. He's thinking that the Giants are the ones that are going to fall flat and mess it up. I honestly think it's the Eagles. And it's not because they're going to fall flat because of the way they play. It's going to be because Nick Sirianni is still extremely new to the coaching. He's still getting his feet wet. I think this is either his first year or this is his second year. So he's still in there getting his feet wet. And also injuries are going to catch up to him because teams that normally don't have the injury bug at the beginning of the season get it towards the late part of the season. And it's starting to catch up to him now because Miles Sanders don't stay healthy forever. He normally ends up getting injured at some point. So I never wish injuries on anybody, and I never say I hope for injuries, but things are going to start catching up on some teams here soon. A lot of teams got it out of the way, but they need to start watching everything and making some backup plans.
That's true. Yeah, Patrick, I agree with you, man. Heineke, they do play harder for him. That's why I'm surprised they even brought Wentz in. But I think that had more to do with Rivera being on the hot seat.
Yeah, I think that's
trying to shake it up.
Yeah, too, definitely. But I believe as well, the money. It's the money. Eventually, they're going to have to pay him because the same situation keeps happening. Your quarterback gets hurt, and he has to replace you. But if they name the start of the season, they would definitely have to demand before the season started to get him cash. Because he's at a different pay right now. He's doing a different job. It's different than, you're back up, and then you already know, guaranteeing wins, he's the number one, But in Heineke's mind, he just has to remain to keep humble and keep playing because one F up, and they're going to bring Wentz right back in.
They should. Heineke, man, that's the magic, man. He's like Fitzpatrick to me. He comes in, he makes all type of wild plays. You never know what to expect, and it ends up in some wins.
I understand. Yeah, I understand that. But I think the Colts didn't want Wentz, and they trashed Wentz the whole season. Even when Wentz was winning, they was trashing him. I don't think Washington's done that this season. I think Washington will give him that benefit of the doubt if Heineke did mess up. But after this year, you would definitely reevaluate if you want Winston or not. And Heineke may be your guy, but with that, you're going to have to pay that man.
I mean, your franchise quarterback isn't on the roster right now. That's what they do now. Your franchise quarterback is not currently on the roster. So everything else is, if that's the case, if you know that, then let Taylor play till he loses.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they're trying to find a reason to bring somebody in to replace him. You really don't truly know what you got. Yeah, he's gonna have his peaks and valleys, but you got to find out what he's made of. And I don't think they give an opportunity to do that. The first chat tonight we have is actually from one of the few Eagles fans I actually get along with. Shout out to my guy George, man. He's a lifelong Eagles fan. He's real with it. When they bad, they bad. He's not the normal. It's in there, the little jab they take at you from time to time, but he's humble with it. Salute to you, brother. But he said, no excuses. 8-1, best in the conference. 2-1, best in the division. Fly, Eagles, fly. And Nick Sirianni on the bad calls from referees combined with the Eagle bad mistakes. The quote is, "You create your own luck, and we played like crap. We didn't do a good enough job. It feels like things go against you. Those plays, those scenarios that happen when you play like that get magnified, whether it was the right call or the wrong call. So we made our own luck today, and it was bad. We missed face masks and things like that."
Like I was saying, if they don't fumble twice, even like I said, you can give the interception, but if they don't fumble twice, we're not talking about these calls at all.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they lose the game.
And that bad play at the end to get him that first down on that roughing the pass penalty.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal.
Yeah, but that goes back to some of the times I get football's a rough sport, but I see a lot of times these players, I'm like, the dude's down, they're taking the last minute shots. I ain't never been a fan of that. Because you never know what the ref's gonna do. Right. Not that it's the contact portion of it, but you don't know how the ref is gonna call that. And you see, to me, he looked like he tried to pull up the other night, and he kind of fell into the guy. The hit wasn't that bad, but you put the ref in a position where he felt like he had to call it. It was. That because I think that was what, third down, I think, for them. They're trying to punt, get the ball back with a minute and some change or something like that.
Yeah, man, tired. The game's at the trenches right now. Players are tired, mistakes are happening, things are happening on the field because players are tired. Man, there's their energy to make a comeback in a football game.
Right.
Man, tried your hardest, tried your best to keep that undefeated streak alive. We know
that wasn't going to happen.
So you're saying the Eagles are a true number one over the Vikings with the added TD? No, but the NFC is so like tough right now. Like to have a number one team, you would definitely say the Vikings right now, but it's kind of a flip-flop depending on what weekend. This is gonna be a survival to the finish. Somebody noted to me today, and Will noted it last night too in terms of the trust factor of quarterbacks. You got a whole bunch of quarterbacks that's new to this type of situation in terms of really being hyped in to really win. And then you got two old guys. Well, not one old guy. You got one old guy, the GOAT, that's going to try to spoil their party. And these teams, they just got to remain, of course, man. There's going to be bumps on the road. But you just got to be there at the end of the day. The team that's injury-free at the end of the day, when it's time, it's going to be very interesting.
Says, I would probably say I would put the Vikings in front of the Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles beat the Vikings, but who had the worst loss?
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it.
Who's bounced back from it since?
Yeah, they have. And they kind of make me a little nervous, but it's still that Kirk Cousins aspect of it.
Right. It's always Kirk's always gonna Kirk when the lights come on. Also, it is a worse loss, except for the fact that that's a division loss. So those happen. No matter how good or bad, sometimes in the division you're gonna get
Look
one
at
of
the
those.
Bills.
Right.
The Bills, both 2 of the 3 losses came from within the division.
Right. So it's just those teams see you twice a year. No matter how good the rosters are, they have a game plan for you. They know what's going on. That's how it goes sometimes.
Who do y'all think will win right now, as Patrick asked, if the Eagles and the Vikings played each other?
Right now?
Yep.
Well, based on his own coach saying that the blueprint's out, I'd have to go. What time the game?
I was about to say the same thing.
Excellent point.
But 4 o'clock, 1 o'clock, Vikings.
I'm gonna be real. The
I'll
Vikings.
even take them on a Thursday this year because they put bad teams on the Thursday.
That's because ain't nobody watching no more than Thursday games.
I mean, Thursday games are terrible, man.
Vikings.
If I was Amazon, I asked my money back. What was that too?
They're taking advantage of the schedule. Supposed to do that. Supposed to take advantage of your schedule. Don't take advantage of your schedule, you end up in bad situations. You know, I'm gonna pay attention to the Vikings. I mean, they play the boys on Sunday. You pay attention to that game, absolutely. But not the game I'm really scratching for them to find out who they are, you know. But the last couple games,
No, Took, that's a statement game.
No, it's a statement game, but I'm not looking at that game right now when I'm listed.
Okay.
If the Colts can stay afloat defensively, they're not a good team, but that's a game. It's 24th. And then you got the Packers in between that. You got the Giants, who are good defenses. So I feel like, you know, when it comes down to good defenses, can Kirk survive? Can Kirk, you know, end up winding up having those? I mean, that Buffalo game, man, for him, man, is a real energy booster. It's a real energy booster, you know, because you shouldn't have been in that situation, but you ended up in there and you took advantage.
He's still statistically the worst quarterback in the league facing pressure. Actually, I think he's 36th, which means there's 4 quarterbacks who ain't even starting. 3 quarterbacks not even starting that are better than him at that. So
he said with pressure?
When the defense gets pressure on him.
Oh, he got some pressure on his ass Sunday.
Yes, he is.
I've been an advocate for this Vikings team since last year. I thought they were going to be good last year, which is why I was so high strung on them this year. If you look at them last year, they were a very good team. They're practically the same exact team, except with a few extra defensive pieces this year. They lost close games last year. Most of their losses came from close 1 touchdown, 1 field goal losses. This year, they've closed the gap. They're starting to be on the opposite end of that. They are starting to be on the better end of, you know, we're the 8-1, I think, right? 8-1 team because we're winning the close games. I think that this team, because I've been saying since preseason, this is my surprise team. This is the team that you could see in the NFC Championship. And so far, they've proven me right. Now, is Kirk going to Kirk, or has he finally blossomed into Kirk Cochains? We don't know. I still think he's going to Kirk. But I'm hoping that my prediction's still good and we see them in the NFC Championship because I believe that's good for football.
Even recently, I used to like the stat of teams who win or lose games by 3 points and yeah, they may be losing, but they're in the game every time. But I've been making that case for the Lions for half a season now. So, actually a season and a half. So, yeah, it comes down to Kirk. You're right. Yeah, I think that's where everybody should be with the Vikings. Everything is in place. The defense is good. They run the ball.
They got everything.
Cook is healthy. Knock on wood. It's they got the wideouts. Jefferson's out there making plays that nobody should make. Everything is there. It's up for that cooking. Can Kirk cook when the lights is bright?
And the thing is, they got, you know, Adam Thielen beating the clock at the other wideout position. KJ Osborne's doing all right. Even if Dalvin Cook goes down, I said this in a fantasy football insight show 4 weeks ago. Some people they don't look forward to him getting hurt. No one ever looks forward to getting hurt. But if he goes down, well, guess what? I got a chance to go pick up Alexander Mattison because he averages 26 points when Dalvin Cook goes down. Alexander Mattison's a very, very good running back too. So it's if Cook goes down, yeah, you get the speed and the cut factor gone, but Alexander Mattison can still break it out for 30 yards if he feels like it.
Yeah.
Y'all jinxing Dalvin Cook right now, just to let y'all know. Y'all really don't
No,
know that.
I'm saying it. No, but I think we both saying he's going to get hurt, so we're jinxing it in a good way.
Historically, he does not need our help.
Exactly.
No, he does not need your help. But it's so deep in, it's getting deep into the season that the more you talk about it, he's watching us. He's gonna be like, yeah, man, you're right, guys. You think I'm gonna get hurt? You're gonna get hurt.
That Tiger didn't go crazy. That Tiger went Tiger.
I know you and Coach are waiting for the week that comes by where you guys can say, yeah, we knew this day was going to come. Saquon Barkley's down. The demise of the Giants are here, blah, blah, blah. I know it's coming.
Man, I'm just waiting for Tyron. I'm just waiting for my guy Tyron Smith to come back, honestly. That's what I'm caring about. I just want to survive November, so when Tyron come back, the offensive line looks a little bit more juiced up. That's about it.
That's fair.
And Zeke get better and Zeke get healthy. That's all I'm waiting for right now. Anybody that gets injured, I feel bad for them.
Yeah,
but anything that the Cowboys can step over, man, we're going to step over. That takes a Saquon injury, then that's what it is. You know?
Fair enough.
That's the way ball go. Cousins is going to Romo. Yeah. I know he don't agree with me, but
I don't agree with that either, man.
I am not a Romo fan at all. Romo reminds me of Danny White.
That comparison is always so disrespectful. I think he's a lot better than Danny White, but he makes the same type.
Really? Danny White went to 4 NFC Championship games in a row.
That is true, though. That is true. That is true. Yeah, Romo didn't.
But like Romo, he would have those untimely turnovers.
Coach Land to be on the side. White had girls back then. That's why Romo didn't get there. Always messing up our chances.
What was that joke they used to always make on Sports Center? Tony Romo's got everything but his fourth quarter. He's got 3 quarters in his pocket, but he doesn't have his fourth.
That was the LeBron joke for a while there too.
No, Anthony, we do not need to talk about how the Packers beat Dallas. We talked about it Monday and Tuesday. I'm sorry, we talked about it last night. We didn't have a show Monday. We talked about it last night.
We talked about it.
Gods, the way I feel and all, the way the week went, and shout out to the Packers. Shout out to the Packers and the fans. Shout out to Pumpy for getting that win, But I'm gonna be real with you. Packers fans are so surprised that they're surprised that they won that game. Because you don't have no Packers fans nowhere talking. They're hoping that they can win this game tomorrow.
That's true.
That's where you act to. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, yeah, you take the win, but you're still in the loss column a lot. So, you got to figure out what you can do to reel into. You got to, not a favorable opponent, but, the Titans, they're trying to keep afloat. So that's going to be an interesting game tomorrow night.
No, I don't think the Packers were surprised. They had this circled on their calendars saying, all right, Aaron Rodgers is about to be called daddy this week.
No, but in terms of
Dallas,
but the record
yesterday, what's Dallas's record against Aaron Rodgers? He can't.
No.
That's the game that you guys know that they can win.
Ask you a question. Did you think the Packers would be in Dallas on Sunday?
I thought it was going to be close just because it was in Lambeau.
No. I'm asking you a question. Did you think Dallas was going to beat the Packers on Sunday?
I said it was going to be close, but I said the Cowboys are going to win.
I'm saying yes or no because I know your answer is going to be yes, and the case of that is
I just said
the Packers were not rolling; they were skidding, and the Cowboys are the perfect plate because we already lose to them to lose on Sunday.
All right.
NFL,
that is completely fair.
I'm gonna take the loss.
Completely fair. No, that is completely fair, and I agree with you. Yes, I said it was going to be close, but Dallas was going to win. That was my call. But as a Packers fan, which I am not, all the Packers fans specifically probably said, we can win this game. We're going to win. That was their thought process, not mine.
You jinxed it.
Good stuff, fellas. We're going to take our first break for the night. Yeah, it's going good so far. Enjoying you fellas. We'll be back about 15-20. Y'all hold tight.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's cornerback Delvin Breaux here from your favorite team, New Orleans Saints. I just want to go ahead on and give a shout out to STWF Media for allowing me to come on and talk about my testimony, my story, and also talk fantasy football. I just want to say thank you, man, for the honor. I appreciate you, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in tonight at 7:30 Central Time. Bro Show out.
Yeah, you are a hater, Patrick.
Number one hater. He's the hater of the year. Player hater.
Yeah, he is. So speaking of beating, we got another one here. This one called it saving their season. Why jack that all up, did it? That's better, right? I guess. Saving their season. This one is from Unc, a post from Unc. And everybody remember, beginning of the season, he said his Saints were going to go 14-3.
They just might the other way.
and he speaks to that. He goes, I said 14-3, but meant 3-14. Go Saints. So right now, these are the teams with 3 or less wins. You got the Browns, the Broncos, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Bears, the Lions, the Saints, the Steelers, Panthers, Houston, and the Jags. Who do you think is the worst team on here?
The Texans.
The Raiders.
There you go. Shout out to Dominique, man.
Texans and Raiders is a toss-up between the two. Toss-up.
We got to.
It's definitely a toss-up.
I don't think the Texans are as bad as their schedule is. They got a bruising running game. They got a running back that he's going to be a keeper. Mm-hmm. They got some decent players on the defensive line. Mm-hmm. They're not as bad as they appear to be. I really just haven't seen a game where they just got blown out of the water.
I don't know if I read it right, but I think I did. I just woke up. I thought I saw it said that Eno Benjamin got picked up by him too. So now they're going to have someone backing them up.
Yep,
man.
Two to get some breaks.
Yeah, man. For those fantasy guys that got pins, that's not good.
No, not at all.
That's not
he got dropped. He had one snap for the Cardinals, and I think he only got 2 yards the week before, and then they released him. I'm like, wasn't this guy just having David Johnson numbers for him? I guess he acted like David Johnson, got out and went to Texas.
And David Johnson got picked up by the Saints, right?
Who did?
David Johnson.
David Johnson?
David Johnson.
Yeah.
You know the crazy thing? The only team that pumped the Texans this year were the Raiders. And that was a 38-20 beatdown, you know. And that's what Josh Jacobs went crazy though. He went crazy. He went berserk. Touchdown. It was crazy. But this list here, interesting. It asks, and shout out to Uncle on this, man. And I know he better not pick the Saints. But who is the best team on this list? 3 wins less. Or what if you have more than one team you think can reach the Hawks? What team's on it?
The 2 teams I picked that I could see pulling themselves out of that are the Browns and the Jaguars. The Browns are going to get a shot in the arm with a new quarterback, franchise level quarterback.
That's true.
And I think the Jaguars have enough talent. They just got to figure it out how to win games. They're one of those teams where they have talent and just don't know how to win games yet and how to close games out, how to compete for the whole 60 minutes. Like, I think that's a team that eventually could probably learn a thing or two and maybe turn it around. Like I said, them and the Browns. Other than that, that's a sorry list. A bunch of sorry teams.
Yeah, to your point, I do agree on the Jaguars thing. I think that they are too young and that they are just learning to play with each other and learning the game all at the same time. But they've got plenty of talent. And I think they got a coach in Peterson who can, at least pave the way for the next coach to, all right, here's the blueprint for all these guys, make them work, and they're good. I disagree with you on the Browns, though, not because of the talent-wise, but just on the fact about the quarterback thing. Deshaun Watson hasn't played in 2 years. He hasn't taken a single NFL snap in that long. I understand the guy's got talent. He was very, very good in college. He looked good year 1 and 2 maybe for Houston. Other than that, he has not done anything really. Being from Cincinnati, I see all the hate that they got for the Browns. I love Baker Mayfield, so I'm a little bitter myself towards it. But he has not taken a snap in 2 years. We don't know what kind of quarterback we're getting here. A lot of people think that everyone's getting the savior in Cleveland. You really just got to see how this guy comes out and plays. For all we know, he might come out and Jacoby Brissett might be better than him. starting out. Starting out, maybe he just needs to get his feet wet. But I'm just saying, don't hold your breath. Not this year, maybe next year. But I completely wholeheartedly agree with you on the Jags thing. And people could say the Rams, but they're too injured, and I think they've given up on their season. We got injuries. We're not playing our best players. We're not rushing anybody back. If someone needs surgery, go and get it. We're done. And the Steelers, I feel bad for Mike Tomlin. I think he deserves better. He should have retired last year or moved on or did something. I know he wasn't ready to retire, but they're doing him dirty in Pittsburgh, and they're putting all the blame on him when I don't think he deserves any of it. Saints, what can you expect when you have Jameis and Dalton at the helm? I can't think. I don't remember the full list, but those are just the people coming to my mind. I mean, I don't think Chicago's got really – people can talk all they want. I'm a big Ohio State fan, but I never saw the big deal in Justin Fields. I never saw the big picture in him. I think he's just a diet Lamar Jackson when he's out there on the field. And I wouldn't say it's annoying, but it's almost, you know what you're getting when he comes to play. He's going to pass maybe 12, 15 times. That's it. Other than that, defensive ends start to contain and watch him coming to the outside. I don't think the Bears have the team to be able to turn it around. But from the list, I'm going Jacksonville.
Hey, y'all going Jacksonville. Y'all need to sneeze and say bless you and be blessed, because that ain't happening. I'll be real with you. These three teams, you want to know the best 3-win team?
No, I didn't say any of them were going to come back. I said if there was one.
No, if there was one, it ain't going to be the Jags. I'm going to be real. You know who it is? Shout out to Mike Tomlin and those Steelers. Jake, you got yourself in some trouble. Sunday, Steelers are going to beat the Bengals again. And then you can talk about that. But nah, real talk, man.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that one.
Pickett's starting to learn a little bit. He's not going to learn fast. He has the pieces. The offensive line is trash, and they're going to remain trash. But if Najee Harris can somewhat run, then they good. They got receivers. Their defense is not bad. I'm going to say the Steelers. I'm going to say the Steelers. Deshaun Watson, y'all kind of made me a believer. He hasn't played in a long time. Maybe he doesn't do what he do, but the Browns would be the second team. But other than that, the rest of these teams on this list, it's over. And the Rams, hot fire. The Rams are done. They're in trouble. The only difference that this can make is Stafford's going to have to use these other receivers.
Who?
Now that who? Yeah, definitely. We're going to find out who they are Sunday against the Saints.
Yeah. Hey, two things to that. You want to know how entertaining the Saints and Pittsburgh game was? They had pigeons on the field. That's the most entertaining part about that game. The pigeons on the field. So no, the Bengals will not lose. And two to that, I know this isn't the fantasy show. Van Jefferson and Allen Robinson, they might start coming alive with no Cooper Kupp. Watch
That's a valid point.
Because Allen Robinson, this is not his fault that he's doing so bad in LA. I fought this 2 weeks ago. Matthew Trashford only throws to one receiver. That's it. He throws it to Cooper Kupp, and that is it. With him out, he's got to start spreading the wealth.
He had no problem finding Odell when he was there.
The Steelers, hold on, the Steelers schedule. Look at this schedule right here. They're going to beat the Bengals this week. Then they play the Colts. Then they play the Falcons. They play Lamar and the Ravens, which is not going to be snug. They play the Raiders.
I hope they win that one.
Then they play the Ravens again, and they end the season against the Browns. Tomlin,
I see 2, maybe 3 losses in there.
Tomlin gonna try to put some respect on his name before the end of this year, though.
Yeah, he might actually pull a rabbit out the hat with that team. Yeah,
surprised. I would not be surprised. They've done it. They did it a couple seasons ago, right? When they came out the woodwork, it became like a wild card team.
Well, I don't hate that pick anymore.
No, I don't think they'll be a playoff team, but they're excited.
That was 2 years ago, by the way.
I think them, like the Bears, like teams can like be like teams that shit on these contenders. Pardon my language. They shit on these contenders, you know what I'm saying? Rather they break their confidence before they get in, or they
trap games.
Trap games are gonna be crazy. We already seeing them right now. We've seen a bunch of them Sunday.
Yeah, if you look at some of these teams are, they ruin your season. You got teams like I'm not trying to give them too much respect, but the Rams are one of them. The Browns will eventually be one of them. Definitely the Steelers. These teams, definitely the Rams with their defense they got. These are, teams that can go out and even though they got bad records, play these good teams that are, fighting for playoff positioning and seeding. Go out there and give them a loss and ruin their seeding. These teams on that list, except for like 3 of them, that's what all they are. They're seeding busters pretty much. We're not going to let you get a good seed. We're going to play you hard every week because this is football. This is the NFL. We play hard. If you lose, sorry. We're trying to get draft picks, yeah, but at the same time, teams like the Rams who don't have any draft picks, they just want to get some wins, get some butts in the seats.
And the Panthers, man, we gotta can't overlook them either right now.
Yeah, you can. They traded everybody, and Baker's just still Baker.
Yeah, no. You can say that, but they're gonna be playing in game. They're gonna be playing in games in which, though Baker is a terrible quarterback at the moment, they're gonna be playing teams with kind of situations of their own. So, this is gonna be the fact of can the running game be sustained still? We know Baker's Baker, but can he engage somewhat with the receivers?
Foreman's nice. Nice. DJ Moore is always going to ball. Then the cupboard gets kind of thin after that.
You guys are going to be real salty when the Panthers accidentally make the playoffs because that division's so horrible.
Yeah, anybody from that. That's the funniest division.
It's up in the air, man. The whole division's up in the air.
100%. If Tom Brady don't make the playoffs this year, I'm gonna laugh. I'm just saying, I don't care how much of a fan I am of him, of this team and everything. If he don't make the playoffs this year, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna celebrate, I think, because that's just too damn funny.
Yeah, division that bad, it's crazy. That division's brutal.
Hey man, my man don't even get a break during the divorce, man. I just gonna do my man like that, dog. Damn, man.
Hey, Giselle wasn't taking a break.
Hey, I said this
She slid right off to Costa Rica.
I said this earlier in the week because Josh Orson posted in the Watt and Orson Sports Chatter page the little context bar, the page of Giselle out with that dude. I got on there. I'm like, I hope this don't piss no one off because I think it's funny. I said, in a world full of Giselle Bunchins, be a Kate Upton. I didn't get a single react. I was upset about that. I was like, I thought that was hilarious because Kate Upton was at the World Series just excited as heck for Justin Verlander. I'm like, see, that's what we need more in the sports world. I like that.
Yeah.
And I think Tom's going to make the playoffs. He got his divorce behind him. He just concentrates on ball right now.
Hey, and he's undefeated since.
He might have one last hurrah left in him.
Till he plays Kansas City.
Let me throw this out to y'all real fast. We talked about Jacksonville earlier. So I can't remember who said it. It might have been Jake. Somebody said that Peterson would kind of be helping, to get the team set up for the next coach. Like I say, I can't remember who said it. But whoever it was, do you not think that Peterson's going to be there next year?
The Jags?
Yeah.
No, I think he will.
I think he's going to be there, and I think Reich is going to be his offense coordinator.
That would help Trevor Lawrence, to be honest.
Yep.
Would it help Trevor Lawrence more than Sean Payton getting the phone call?
I don't think Payton would take that job.
Would head out. No way. If Payton would go anywhere, he'd go to a contender, someone that couldn't handle a playoff team. I could see Sean Payton being in a Green Bay, even though I don't see LaFleur going anywhere. You got to really, he could take over a team like the Chargers because the Chargers don't have no identity in head coach, in my opinion. If you got,
I can see that.
If you got Sean Payton going to a team like the Chargers, that would entice him. He would do that. But I can't, off the top of my head, Frank Reich would be perfect for that job to help develop Trevor for sure. But Sean Payton coming out of retirement, it's got to entice him, and it's got to be a team that's already got some key building blocks already.
I can see that. See, Sean Payton will be great with the Chargers or Ravens.
Less on the Ravens, more on the Chargers.
Well, they got Harbaugh grandfathered in Baltimore. There's no way they'll ever get rid of him. Until he starts doing what Tomlin's doing, you're going to see him there forever.
Yeah. He's been there now, what is it, 15, 16 years now?
Something like that. It's been a while.
I think Billick left. Yeah, Billick left. Billick was my guy. Billick was my dude.
I like Billick. I like Billick coaching tree. He had a lot of good guys in that tree.
A lot of thugs.
Rex Ryan, my gangster.
Mm-hmm. You know, like the demeanor of all those guys coming out. Like it may not been the end result, but talk about coming in and making a wave. Yeah, there's a lot of those guys that was doing just that.
See, those are those kind of coaches that you like. 'Cause that's a players' coaches who just want to, you like the coach because it's a players' coach. You got the Rex Ryan, Dan Campbell, Ron Rivera. Man, you just named. I mean, these are the coaches that everyone wants to see good, but they always get put on booty ass teams. Excuse my language, but Rex Ryan is the number one thing for that. He took him to the playoffs, got him to an AFC championship once, and then he got fired because the Jets stunk after that. I'm like, same thing with Ron Rivera. Did great, got us to a Super Bowl. Now he's mediocre. These player coaches never get a fair shake because they always get to go to piss poor teams. Dan Campbell might be the only exception if he can turn the lines around, and I think he's done nothing but get them better year by year so far with the 2 years that he's gotten them. But we'll see. We'll see.
Ooh, so question.
GM, that had nothing to do with the coach.
Yeah, as they be the GM and probably to an extent the OC.
Maybe, but that's all GM, man. They could have paid him. They ain't paying him the money, man. So
does he get the money he wants?
Somebody give him that. Somebody give him that bag.
Somebody's gonna give it to him. Somebody's gonna give it to him. Somebody, a team that we was just talking about, maybe last segment.
Houston
Saints.
No. Lamar. He need a market. So who do you think I'm talking about? The team that people think they're gonna win the NFC East.
The Giants.
They need a market.
Yeah.
They need a market. Hold on. And it helps Saquon too. Because if Saquon is on the train where he's gonna get hurt every now and again, Lamar helps that. Helps the offense of a guy that don't have receivers. You can and New York's gonna go get receivers. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna go get some. Now they're banged up this year. They're gonna go get some. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying it for about 7 months now. I said if Lamar and the Ravens can't compromise, you gotta go to a market. You gotta go to a market that appreciates you. The New York market would appreciate Lamar Jackson. Real talk. Be good for their market.
I guess I can see that. No, they didn't do the fifth-year option on Danny Dime, so they're probably gonna throw the franchise tag on him. I guess.
I still think somehow, some way, he ain't gonna get what he wants, but I think he stays with the Ravens.
They're gonna franchise it. He got to. He's not. He got to be smart and stay there because the system's built for him already,
specifically for him. And I think the whole sticking point is that guaranteed money, which lets me know. I think it has. I don't think it has more to do with his skill set that they don't want to give him the guaranteed money. I think it has more to do with the way he actually plays. He is a franchise quarterback, but man, that's a lot of carries, man.
Yeah,
giving a dude some money like that, and something weird happens, and he's down. That's gonna strap you for cash.
At any moment, he could be gone. And I know he stayed healthy thus far, but that doesn't mean he will. That's the problem. Like that's how tread on the tire works.
Right,
it wears down.
Fair enough. Y'all ready for the last break for tonight?
Yes, sir.
We're going to do that. We'll be back in about 15, 20. Hold on to your butts.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Gritty checking in. This Friday, I'm live with STWF Media, man. Little interview coming soon. Everybody, y'all tune in, man. We got some big coming. Let's get it.
And we're back at it like we're mad at.
There's one more thing on the franchise tag. Franchise tag is at $31 million this year.
How much?
31 mil.
Oh, that's a steal.
Projected. I'm not paying Danny Dimes on no franchise tag, no $31 million. Hey, go get Lamar.
Not Danny Dimes, but Lamar. Lamar can get paid that.
Go get Lamar. Yeah, Lamar can get paid. I mean, the Ravens franchise tag him, but yeah, Lamar, go get that bag. Go to New York.
He won't be able to if they tag him.
Yeah, they won't. The Ravens are gonna be 30 though. They probably gonna be.
Yeah.
I ain't coming again.
Celtics up 22. That's how I like it.
Yeah, man. Celtics up 22.
Yeah.
Why don't y'all take Jay Crowder off of us? We don't want him no more in Phoenix.
Nah, we're all set. Y'all keep that.
So that's a good segue. So we're, I would say, we're part of the media now. We we do this. We got opinions. We share with the masses. What's y'all impression of Skip? Skip.
I think Skip suffers from what every single person who is a figure on TV, especially one for like a sports channel, and they got to be a character. I think he buys in a little too much of his own opinions and takes them a little too far. I don't really got a problem with Skip. I used to like him at the beginning, then all the crazy battles with Stephen A. Right. And then he'd end up saying things that were so far crazy and stuff like that you had to just move on. A lot of things that he says I agree with. He's a pretty sensible guy. Every now and then he says some outlandish stuff, and I don't think a single one of those television personalities are exempt from that happening. So Skip gonna skip, man.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind this is the same guy that wrote the book when he was a beat writer here in Dallas that started the rumors about Troy Aikman being of another persuasion.
Oh, did he? That's funny.
Yeah, that's why Aikman doesn't like him.
Nah, Skip out. ESPN Skip was always gonna be edge of stone. I can't get with this FS1 Skip. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like the beat and the drum with Stephen A was a lot better. That's no disrespect to Shannon Sharp, though. I just feel like it's a rerun trying to make reruns. You know what I'm saying? And wow, I feel like Skip should retire. Skip's still doing his thing, and he's still bringing people to watch him. Because of the way he perceives, sports and all that. You need somebody you need a character. He's the ultimate character. You got your Nick Wrights now and all your extra guys, but he's the ultimate character. He's the guy that's been the character off the rip. But yeah, a lot of things he says, could be outlandish depending on who you are as a player. Just don't get called a nickname by him.
All right, you brought him up. Nick Wright sucks, first and foremost.
He's the worst. Get him out of here.
Yeah, he is the worst.
I don't think he's the character on that show, though. I think the only reason anyone tunes into that show is to hear Shannon Sharp make fun of him.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
But personally, I don't like Skip Bayless because I think he's too much of a fanboy. And you guys, I always have disagreements with this. The only guy that I watch and I take serious, honestly, and Coach Lee, probably the only one that is all right with this is Colin Cowherd. I've followed him since Sports Nation when he was with Michelle Beadle. I think it was Sports Nation. It was something like that. It was back when I was a kid when I watched it. And he went on and did his own show and had Joy with him. Now he's got someone else. And he's about the only guy I can credibly listen to because I don't think he fully rides the favorite train except for the Washington Huskies in college football. Other than that, he stays even keel. Skip, on the other hand, I think he just plays his favorites way too much. He puts all his eggs in a basket, and he's turned that show with Shannon Sharp into the Cowboys report. And it's not that I don't like it. It's either they talk about the Cowboys or they talk about LeBron. It's like there's a lot more going on in sports than just these two entities. Talk about everything else. I feel like we got our own thing we do here, and I'm happy with it. But we try to keep it even keel and talk about everything, kind of like how Colin spreads the wealth to everybody, which is good. That's what you're supposed to do. Following two things only. Move on. There's some other stuff we can cover here. The only thing they felt like covering 2 weeks ago was Kyrie's thing. It's like there's still other stuff going on. Come on, guys. Let's talk about something else.
Nah, Colin just works by himself. That's why it looks like that. But best believe all these guys get the same script. The only difference with Colin, I enjoy Colin too, is that you get that extra different stuff because he's by himself and whoever he brings on. Those guys are professional enough to know they're only going to have a few minutes to chat. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a bickering battle. You don't have that. Joy comes for 30 minutes. Whoever the guy is now, every 30 minutes he comes on, except for Fridays when they do their football stuff. So Colin's just on the wave of his own in terms of who he got.
Well, it It was almost a treat. It was a treat too, because whenever Colin would take some off time, we'd get Joy Taylor as the host too, and she knows her stuff. It's enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, no. That's what he can. Hold on. If she was that good to him, why didn't he vouch for her to stay on? And why is she with a 4-man crew?
Well, no, I think he did, but also it's like he's not going to hold someone back from pursuing their career. So go ahead, go out and do your own show.
That was her career right there. She's with Archo now and Shady McCoy. That cast is terrible. That's
a bad cast.
Good because she's on their cram now.
I think the best person on that staff is David Hillman.
Colin did, Colin. Yeah.
He just got there.
I like Colin better than Skip though, but nah. To say that he only does that because it's stretched out time. He's by himself, so most of the time he could talk about that extra stuff. And Fox had a lot of money on that stuff. Like ESPN, they got a couple dollars in that, but they don't really got to show hockey and baseball and stuff like that. Where Fox, they got to show that stuff, baseball and NASCAR and what college football stuff that Colin talks about because that's on the Fox contract. They have
the main thing is Colin is a lot of times he's arguing with himself, so it's easier to move through topics when you're just arguing with your own opinion.
Well, I think that he's got one of the best segments during the college football thing because he brings on the one dude who actually does like the whole bracketology thing for college football, and they sit down and have a 25-minute conversation, and I can enjoy it. It's just like because I love college football. Hearing them go back and forth, and you got the main guy who covers it, and they go back and forth, and Colin's asking him, well, what about this? What about he asked the right questions, and that's what I enjoy about it too.
Well, the reason why I asked that because I think Skip is a hater.
Oh, I do too.
And shout out to my man AC, childhood friend. Shout out to your brother. He says, and this actually, I don't know, because he's been very critical of Luka. But he says Skip is tripping. Luka has been balling for quite a while. I was skeptical, but he's legit. Got to make deeper playoff wins, but he does have time, and he is a top 5 best one-on-one offensive player in the league. Skip be nitpicking Luka worse than me. And that's fact, because AC used to go hard on Luka. But I don't think he get the flowers he's supposed to. I'm like, I think Luka likes to play the heel. I mean, not Luka, but Skip likes to play the heel.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely think this is what he's doing right now. Even in the beginning of the season, when they did it was a poll of the top players under 25. He believed Zion should have been the top player. And I'm so I'm like, So we got let me see if I can pull it up here. As they Skip just a hater, man, at the end of the day.
How can you say Zion's number 1 when he's played like a cumulative like 20 games?
Kawhi played more games than him.
Right.
Since he had. Since he was a little egg. And then he had little hatchling walking around. I said, that's him, Skip. That's the closest thing to the guy that I grew up. That was my favorite player growing up in South Georgia. Larry Joe Bird. I said, this is the closest thing you're going to get to it right here. And before it's all said and done, he might be better than Larry Joe. Before it's all said and done, Skip. There's no question. Jen said he got the most votes. Hell, he got the only votes. 100% of the people polled. When do you get 100% of anything? Gives you 100%.
I love Shannon.
Even Lysol says 99%. That's 100%.
Thanks for what?
That's my dog. That's my dog. Even Lysol say 99%.
So after watching that, one thing about Skip too, dog. Skip is probably Skip might be one of the last true real Americans left when it comes to the sports talk. You don't really hear him rap and rave about the international players that are coming up in the league.
He don't.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think his talk of Luka is like that. A lot of these sports analysts really appreciate the national game and the national players coming out.
Skip's Giannis, though.
He respects Giannis. I think he respects Giannis because he respects Giannis. I mean,
Giannis got the ring. That's why. So
I think it just feels like those. In my mind, a couple of years ago, I'm like, yo, international players. They come in here. They starting to they take all the accolades. They starting to get to the championship, trying to get to the promised land. You know, if Jokic had a better team, you already would have probably got to a finals. Like, you know, the Americans gotta stop, you know, doing their thing, man, because international guys are taking over the NBA. You got Victor Wembanyama, whatever his name is, coming in soon. Yeah, it's about to get real crazy for the league. But Luka, on the other hand, Luka, beast. Like, he's been proven season in and season out that, you know, he's that dude. Last year, tip of the iceberg, West Conference Finals. People might say it's a little early due to things that happened to, you know, players on teams, but they got there, you know. The question always is, you know what I'm saying, can he get them to the promised land? I'm not worried about his game and how he's going to excel. He's a guy that's proved that, you know, if he has a couple dogs behind him, he's going to show out and he's going to make sure those guys show out. Stat line don't lie. He passes the basketball. There might be times where he goes face five, but he makes sure that his players stay active in the game. I can say that about Luka. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I can't hate on him. Skip, you can't hate on him. You can't hate on this guy right here.
Well, I do agree. I think right now where he started off, the MVP is his to lose. You know, considering how he started the season. One of the biggest knocks on him was, he still got a ways to go defensively. He cries too much for the calls. Well, he's complaining with the refs while his team's running on the other end to try to get in their defensive sets.
So he's a modern day superstar. What you saying?
He is.
They all do it.
But I'm looking at his numbers. Obviously, he's first in the league in points a game. He averages 34.4 points a game. He has 8.8 rebounds a game, which is that puts him at 21st in the league. No, it's serviceable. But this is the stat that surprised me. Right now, he is second in the league in steals at 2.1 a game.
So he's reaching.
Yeah.
He's progressing. He's trying to get better at something, you know?
I mean, he's still not a defender, but at least he gets some skills.
Hey, when they look at it, now that you're saying, now that you're bringing up that stat, if he keeps rising and Dallas keeps rising, I bet you that 2.1 gets mentioned. And it'll be because of...
Oh, somebody talk about it,
yeah. It'll be because of you, Coach. I be saying these guys, I say all the time, these analysts, man, they be listening to us. They go on there. There's some guys that are just like us. Shout out to the Kendrick Perkinses, all them that have a mind of their own. They go on there and then they sprill out and have jokes and all that. Shout out to them. But for the most part, these guys that really be on, and Stephen A's and Colin, they be all be listening to us, man.
Yeah, Skip's a hater for the most part. But it's not like a hater of everybody, but he will find certain guys that he gets annoyed about their hype, and then he tries to add balance by going the other direction, and he'll go way too far the other direction. So
I say the last true American left, man, because I don't want to hear, LeBron beating on the drum all day, Kobe beating on the drum all day. No, Tim, yeah. You know, the only person he really didn't do that to was Tim Duncan.
Well, he loved Timmy because Timmy played the game right.
Timmy played the game right. He's like about that. He's the last true. Honestly,
Timmy had crazy glass game.
Yeah. True stand like
fundamental. Didn't talk not a lot of this, just a whole bunch of this. Like,
yeah, man, that dude Skip is crazy.
So, how familiar are you guys with PER rating?
PR ranking?
PER rating.
Oh, PR.
Oh yeah, player efficiency rating. Yeah.
Correct. So obviously it looks at the positive accomplishments, subtract the negative accomplishments, and it returns a per minute rating of the player's performance. So pretty much how you contribute to your team overall, good or bad.
It's a snapshot. It's okay. It's an okay stat. I wouldn't swear by it, but it can be a good stat for certain moments. Why'd you bring it up?
Reason why I brought it up is you got players like Ja Morant is 10th in the league.
Mm-hmm.
AD is 9th. Tatum is 8th. Durant is 7th. Jokic is 5th. Embiid is 4th. Curry is 3rd. Giannis is 2nd. Luka's 1st.
Yeah.
Devin Booker can't get no love.
Devin Booker. Nah, because Luka said he got to go to bed early.
Man,
He go to bed without dinner. Do what his daddy told him.
Booker's still crying about double teams. Get that man out of here.
Didn't Booker
he's
get his
22nd.
punched by Jimmy Butler last night? Or the night before?
Night before.
Trash.
I don't know. I couldn't see.
Yeah, Booker was beat up, and he wasn't double teamed the other night. Jimmy Butler had him clamped up 1-on-1. Come here, block you. You get it back, you get a chance, another chance. Yeah, locked down.
All right. Listen, for one, I just said that because I know he's probably easily the best player on the team. That's my wife's player. I like Mikal Bridges, and I know he ain't going to be on no top list. So I just enjoy watching the man play. Hey, he's out there making stuff happen.
Bridges could be on top of like some defensive list, though. He's a great defender.
Oh, he's awesome. And some of the dunks he can pull off are crazy.
He's a long fellow.
What's good? Bridges been all right this year?
What was that?
He been all right this year?
Yeah, he been all right. I mean, honestly, I don't believe in the Suns, man. I think they got their heart snatched out of them last year, and now
they will never be the same. They should have broke that thing up.
Yeah, they should have. So we'll see what happens.
They should have let Ayton go where he wanted to go.
Yep.
No, you can't let him walk. They should have made a deal.
Should have made a deal in Indiana. Should have got Miles Turner in that.
Plus minus, yeah. That's a lot like PER. Yeah.
That's hey. Like I said, it's the gift and the curse. That's what plus minus is. The gift and the curse. It's the reason why some players survive in the league now, and there's some reasons like players like Russell Westbrook is being shot to get rid of his money and not be in the league no more. That's plus minus for you right there.
Russell's fine, man. Russell's gonna be fine.
Just take it easy on me with the Suns. I've been rooting for him since I was running around trying to say Steve Nash's name because it was hard for me to say S's when I was a kid. I loved the Suns when I was a kid. Him and Shaq back in the day. And just as they're being good again for the first time in a couple years. Just give me
Jake Young. So he got the old ruggedy Shaq.
Man, he making me feel old.
He got the old ruggedy Shaq.
Yeah.
The ruggedy Shaq. Shaq was like 40 already.
As Big Cactus.
Big Cactus. Yeah, exactly.
Jake, you making me feel old, brother.
See, when I think of the Suns, I think of Kid, Rex Chapman. That's who I think about.
Kenny Johnson.
Yeah, KJ.
Y'all making me feel old.
Definitely. Hardaway.
The whole Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire era. Yeah,
that was great.
That was my childhood.
I think of the Suns. I think of Thunder Dan.
Daniel, man. Oh, yeah. Dan Marley.
KJ.
Thunder Dan.
Yeah.
Rex Chapman was my guy. He's a shooter. KJ was the man.
KJ was my guy, dog. You got Timpdale, Sabalas.
That's when Sabalas, all he did was party.
Yeah,
remind me, because I know
every stop he was at too.
Yeah, he's down here.
my mind's a little fuzzy on it. At some point, did the Suns have Sean Marion at some point?
Yes, that was domination, that era.
I thought so.
He was on that team with Nash and Stoudemire.
I was about to say, because I thought I remember seeing him. I'm like, hold on, I don't want to sound stupid, but I think he was on that team.
The Matrix.
That show was crazy.
The real sneaky one, Joe Johnson was on that team too.
That's right.
Yeah.
But we know why he had to get moved.
Leandro came through.
Oh yeah, he's a killer.
Yeah, Boris Diaw was a killer. Oh my God. Boris Diaw was a killer, dog.
Yeah, he was.
No, Phoenix.
Yeah, my bad. I mean to make y'all feel old. I'm 26 years old, so I just.
It's all good.
Back in the early 2000s was around the time I started watching play.
It's all right, little bro. It's all right, little bro. You good?
That's good stuff, man. But we're gonna see, how things shake out. MVP the race. The season is still young. Right now, just a quick snapshot. We're gonna get it in one of these days. But right now, you got in the Eastern Conference, you got the Celtics at 11-3, number one. Bucks 10-3, Hawks 9-5, Cavs 8-5, Wizards 8-6. In the Western Conference, the top five, you got the Trailblazers at 10-4, surprisingly. The Nuggets at 9-4, the Jazz at 10-6, the Suns at 8-5, and the Mavericks at 8-5.
What'd you say the Hawks were?
The Hawks are 9-5 and number 3 in the East.
9-6 now, and we're 12-3 now. The Celtics, we just beat them. Let's go.
he slid that in there. And it looked like Dallas is going to lose tonight. I don't think Luka's playing tonight.
Nah, he sat out. Hurt my fantasy team, the bastard. Man, I traded Embiid and CP3 for him. I had to lose the trade to win the trade because I wanted him that bad. It's okay. I got Halliburton as another point guard, so he's doing great. Picked up Mathurin, who's a beast.
Man,
anyways,
team out. They lost James Harden. Then they had Ayton out.
They should have drafted him in the first place.
Now Bane out 2 to 3 weeks. Though.
Oh, that one hurts. That's a good pickup, and you definitely lost him. My Celtics are the best team in the league record wise right now. I'll just like to point that out happily. I think it's interesting. The Bucks don't have Middleton. He'll be back soon. He's on my bench in the IR. When he comes back, that team's going to be a little more dangerous. But also, Rob Williams, our best defender, has not been playing at all this year either. So
that's the center from A&M?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Mr. 12 and 10 himself with a bunch of blocks. And just the energy and our defensive rotation, he makes up for anything that we mess up front. He makes up for that. Cavs are sneaky good. They're not that sneaky because they have a great roster now. The Blazers are sneaky good, but I told everybody, of course I'm happy, man. My Celtics is doing real good. The Blazers are sneaky good, but I told everybody recently that they were going to get better when CJ left. Not that CJ's a bad player, but CJ and Dame are the same player, just different levels to it. So they needed to switch that up. Simons is playing good. Jeremy Grant's doing things over there that I ain't never seen that man do. He had a 2-piece and a biscuit and banged on somebody the other day. He's going crazy over there. But
he's gonna be better than his pops.
Who? Jeremy Grant?
Yeah.
Who? Horace?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably not. Horace was the man. Horace was the man. But Jeremy's a different player. What he is right now, I thought he was just like a long, like defensive type player. Yeah, drug testing. Yo, he be going crazy, right? Like he had a couple moves, like looking like KD type moves.
Last week he had a move against New Orleans.
That was fierce, bro.
Nelson said he just shook a hurricane on the New Orleans Pelicans. I was in tears.
That was cool.
I stand corrected. Yeah, Harvey's his dad.
Harvey Grant. Oh, yeah. Okay, Horace's uncle. Yeah,
Horace went hard.
He definitely gonna be better than his father. He probably already better than his father. His uncle, not so much. Yeah, man. But again, my problem with the Blazers are this: you did all that changing up and switching up and moving guys, and for what? They're not contenders still, in my opinion.
No, they're not contenders.
Yeah, but they wasting my guy Dame's career, and I'm upset about it. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, I like what's going on with my Celtics.
This NBA year, man, about to flush it down the toilet. My Lakers is trash. We are horrible. 300 winning percentage. We got all these little fairy tale teams right now. Will plopping his blouse. Quick plopping his blouse. All these other whack teams are good. The Lakers are bad. When the Lakers are bad, basketball is bad. And that's all.
No, basketball's fun. As long as the Lakers don't stay bad, it's fun. Here's the thing. The funniest part about the Lakers being bad is that they're so bad, but that pick is not theirs.
Yeah.
That pick is not there. New Orleans, the team that is stacked kind of right now, is looking to end up with a very nice pick, courtesy of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah. Man,
that's another topic. The Pelican team gonna be good.
What's up with shout-outs, man? Who got shout-outs tonight? This will be another 3-hour debate, man. You know, Cap, my man. Who got shout-outs tonight?
What's in the debate, brother? Your Lakers are bums. Ain't nothing to talk about.
We'll just pull out the Kirk coach.
We're on a one-game win streak, though.
You happy?
Last time we did see us, we did win. Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight, man. As always, shout out to everybody that comments and show love. And on a daily basis, do the same. Shout out to my little homie 13 today. Shout out to Terrence. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Terrence.
We go see Black Panther, you know what I'm saying, the sequel, you know.
Wakanda forever.
You wanted to be down with the dog, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, enjoy yourself. You know, and that's about it for shout outs tonight.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the brand for having me on as usual. We're part of it now. Shout out to the family. Shout out to everybody who checked in or whatever. Shout out to my loved ones. I mean, going through what we going through, but we holding it together. Shout out to Bumpy. I hear things are going better with him and his. You know what I mean? So that's what we want to hear. Yeah. And you know, shout out to the brand. Let's just keep doing this. Let's keep making beautiful music.
Gotta keep on striving. We're gonna get there.
Absolutely.
Shout out to you guys always for that 2-hour show yesterday. Almost 2-hour show. That was incredible.
We got it cracking yesterday.
I had to watch that whole thing to make sure I could try to find a short out of it. I'm trying to find everything. Two's Cosby impression was spot on. That was fantastic. Shout out to Will's audio and my sound for working today. Shout out to Coach Lee's internet connection for holding it down. Shout out to Two's Lakers for being down and all that other junk.
Hey, my internet connection is all right though, man. Shout out to the free internet connection.
Right. Got to get about to head off the third shift. Shout out to all your third shift workers anyway for shits and giggles. Yeah, that's all I got. Hope you guys have a great night.
You as well. Drive safe out there, brother.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
Well, shout out to you fellas, man. I appreciate y'all hanging out with the old man as always tonight. Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight, man. Y'all make this thing fun. We come in with a script sometimes, but y'all get to be interactive with us, and we go on a whole different tangent. And we like it, man. You know, we like to do this, keep it unique and fresh. That's what we do. Try, different perspectives, and we'll keep bringing y'all the heat. Y'all give us heat, we give you heat back. We keep each other warm. We take this all the way to the top. With that being said, man, we appreciate y'all as always. Make sure you hang out with us. We got more shows we're working on. They coming, hanging out with us. I'm guaranteed that you're gonna like it. But with that being said, we appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Celtics trash.
Yeah, huh?